The NHL Draft Lottery has just completed. We now know the top selections in the 2021 NHL Draft. The Sabres had the most luck today, but we'll go through everything else coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. Now, as I mentioned, the NHL Draft Lottery just concluded its selections here. So we now know the picks. The Buffalo Sabres and the Seattle Kraken have won the top two spots in this year's NHL Draft. So that's going to create very little movement amongst the actual, standings based on how the teams would have selected on their finishing here. So obviously the Sabres were the worst team. They had the best odds and they actually got it. If you look back at the video we did earlier today, looking at the history and the odds, it's only happened a couple of times in recent memory here in the last decade where the team with the best odds actually won. And that was, one of those was the Sabres when they got Dahlin. The other was the Leafs when they selected Austin Matthews. A lot of the times it was the number 2 and 3 teams with the best odds that were getting it majority of the time. So of course the Seattle Kraken had the third best odds coming into this draft, which actually, even though the third, it was the same as the third best team, the third best odds, so the same as the Devils. And the Kraken get to move up a spot here, so they get to go from the third to second. So that knocks the Anaheim Ducks down from second to third. So the Buffalo Sabres will pick first overall. I would imagine they're likely taking another defenseman, just like they did a few years ago when they selected Swedish defenseman Rasmus Dahlin. Owen Power at the University of Michigan, 6'6", drawing comparisons to Victor Hedman. I'm not quite sure that he's going to be on the level of Hedman, but that's the most comparable player that he tends to get compared to at the NHL level right now. But he could be, I'm not sure if he's going to be a franchise-altering player, but he's certainly going to be an impact player and could certainly have a big impact on the Sabres blue line here. So that is more than likely the way they're going to go. He's more than likely going to go play another season of college hockey, I would think, before he jumps to the NHL. But I guess we'll have to wait until after the NHL entry draft, which will take place later this summer on July the 21st. So it's going to be huge for the Kraken. They're going to get to pick higher than Vegas did in their very first NHL entry draft. Of course, Vegas picked lower, so a good selection there by Seattle. And then you get Anaheim. And then after that, all the other teams are in the order that they ended up finishing, which would be New Jersey at 4th, Columbus at 5th, Detroit at the number 6 spot. San Jose picks number 7 overall. The Kings are at number 8, followed by the Vancouver Canucks at number 9, and the Ottawa Senators at number 10. The 11th pick overall belongs to the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 12 overall will be the Calgary Flames. Number 13 overall will be the Philadelphia Flyers. Number 14 will be the Dallas Stars, and number 15 will be the New York Rangers. Now, we've seen teams like the Rangers and the Kings have a lot of pretty good luck here the last few years, so it is nice to see, in a way, the actual worst team getting the first overall pick. They certainly had a bad year, and probably you could say you need it the most, especially after what the Sabres are facing this offseason, with the possibility of trading some of the key players out of the organization, that at least at this point we have the impression that they want out and would like a fresh start with another organization. And I said it's great for Seattle as well to get such a high selection in their inaugural season. So that is all for now. Obviously, that's the result. So as I mentioned before, now that we know those original picks for the first half of the draft, we'll start doing some mock draft videos from time to time, looking at who these teams should actually select. We don't have to base it on simulations any longer now that we know that part of the order. So let me know your thoughts on the draft lottery results, and we can discuss further down in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news from all 32 NHL teams. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.